Hello, everybody. I am an instructor here for UTSA. I've been teaching calculus for the biosciences for quite many years, probably 7, 8 years. And what's actually been funny is we never could find a textbook. And so we had issues first of finding something, and then we just went to a point where, well, it works, so let's just use what works. Now, the problem is, and this is what's so wonderful about Math Matters, is that our students a lot of times will come in unprepared before Math Matters. And so it's been nice to know, as an instructor of this course, to say, well, no, I've taught this for so many years. I know students can't do fractions. I know students can't do square roots. I know students can't do logarithms, as we saw on the slides. And so that's the nice part for me, is to be able to focus more on, instead of looking at your typical textbook here, which let's go back to what I teach. I teach biology majors. If they had to look at this textbook, yeah, they probably would complain. And so it's been nice to come up with a way, and first start with the free textbook. And of course, when you tell students, it's free, that part's been nice because, you have to remember these students are paying for, first they start paying for a textbook, then they buy a code, and then they come back and they only buy a code, which gives them an online textbook, but then the code ends in, I don't know, 6, 7 months. And then the problem, they can't look at a textbook anymore. And so, basically the publisher they won, right? And so, no, we're going to win now. And so that's why we're getting into this, the free textbook stuff. The other thing that's special about my course is, these are students, we're talking pre-med students, of course, biology students, but what I kind of like is hearing them talk about different things that they're doing in their areas. And I'm like, oh, I could write a problem about that, and so I can add things within the course that I'm running right now. Now, I'm a little different, I would say, on some of my examples, but, who wants to study a boring population of beetles or, bugs or something? We're going to do zombies, and, we're going to give the little minions of cancer and try to figure out how to cure them. And so what's nice is it gives me the opportunity to add, my creativity, but then also, which is something I really liked about, Jonathan was talking about, their group doing their own videos, because it's nice for them to see, oh, hey, I remember that, tutor, and they're doing a video. So things of that sort I really like. Probably one of the biggest things I like is to be able to update things, because I know a lot of instructors, you've been teaching the same course for, 80 years, and you don't want to change anything. You want to do, but isn't it cool to be able to say, no, let's talk about the rate of the coronavirus versus influenza. Let's talk about something that they're hearing about on the news right now, and they could actually use it. This slide here, I feel is really important, and it kind of, marries into what Jonathan was talking about, is the students love the free. Of course, they're going to love free. But as you can see, based off of fall of 2018 without OER, and then fall of 2019, we're not doing them a disservice at all. They're getting the same, you can see the same outcomes are happening here, but they're getting it free. Let's just keep saying that word free, which is kind of the key. And I will say that we do have a lot to grow off of. And I want to, it's not, trust me, he didn't pay me, but Jonathan has been Jonathan's the reason I'm here today in this meeting. I was kind of like him, a non-believer in this. I know how hard he has worked on these web work problems, and I keep trying to steal more, not steal, we're sharing them, right, Jonathan?
Absolutely.
And so, that has been the nice part here for me. And again, I can't emphasize enough of listening to my students. And, I'm a math instructor, not a biology instructor. Hearing them talk about, wow, we did this in environmental science. And I will say, hey, tell me about that problem. Let's write it up as a test question, things of that sort. I do the same thing in mine as well with web work. It makes it nice that I can put those biology type examples. And probably, the nice part for me is I do a lot of YouTube videos, the snippets. So here's a problem just like what his group is doing. I will say it's at a very, very smaller scale. But, once again, I'm excited to be in this. One, to, the first day of class, to get the round of applause from your students that they're not going to pay for anything. But then at the end of the day, to see that, no, they're getting the same education, so that's the part that, I think I like the best, is that we can now focus more on educating them than saying, okay, no, here, we need you to pay, or go pay, here's your list of all your, documents that you're going to need for the course. And I did that really fast, so thank you.